Okay, there we are.
You hear me now? Okay.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Okay. A rough start getting this live going, but I'm here. We're in a very special location, tracked down by the satellites from the 1930 aerial pictures, looking through these rock piles of these amazing crystal artifacts from the giants. There's a lot of stone here. Oh, look at that big old sinkhole in the middle of nowhere. Somebody was digging back here a long time ago. I'm not going to be turning any stones here because we're going to be going up here on the side of this mountain where I think there's some tombs. Special parks they set aside. There's an old tree stump there too. So if you see any questions or anybody wants to, you know, if you know like people that I know, they want to come up, you know. A lot of turkey activity over here. You see how the leaves are kind of missing in spots? You get the wild turkeys over here scratching the leaves, getting the worms. Wow. What is this? Look at this. This is like an old... I'm telling you, the old ancient workings are here. Check this out. This was all untouched, like back in the day. And it's like, why would you be doing big roadways through? Let's see if there's any meteorites. I'm looking for, you know, really distinct cut stones. All these are all cut. They're all, you can see how they're all cut. Because like I said, there should be, I'm going up this mountain here. In the 1930 aerial pictures, it shows that there should be some sort of tombs all along the side of this hillside. And they kind of, like I said, they etched every stone. Now it's kind of weird. You got this like roadway coming in and it just kind of disappears. And then there's ancient, there's an ancient wall over here. Wow, there's some ancient stuff here. Wow, where does that go? Ah, there's a beautiful creek here. It's amazing what's here. And I got what I have on, just so everybody knows, if anybody's going to be all out going through the woods this year because of me, and they see what I'm doing and discovering this stuff and getting out into nature, get yourself a pair of these snake pants. It'll save your life if this rattler decides to bite you. Or if you run into some really gnarly sticker bushes like I have. Wow, look at this. I tell you what, if I was an ancient person, I'd want to be living up in here. This is beautiful up in here. Let's see if there's any artifacts. I see a nice cut one there. Look at that one. Razor sharp.
Oh, wow. Cool.
I bet there's tons of them in here. They're kind of easier to find and they're already washed, which is nice. Like you don't have to dig them up. That's what's nice about finding artifacts in creek beds. Now this creek bed, you know, because the American Indians, they said lived here, should be completely full of all like little spearheads and stuff. Nothing. And this almost looks like it was dug out here. This is not a natural stream bed, so let's explore this. These are all ancient boulders, stone piled up back here. Ancient workings is everywhere. And that's why the founders and the original, look at that green stone. Is that green? Look at that. Is that a green one? What is that? Is it just a growth? That's pretty.
That's pretty green.
It's like, it's got copper in it.
Oh.
You see it?
Yep.
All right.
Oh,
It's probably one of their stones. Look Let's see if there's any. If there's anything here. I'm hearing. Let's see if there's any. There could be a. You know. I'll look for any crystals. Look at that green one.
Oh,
A lot of cut stone up here. I don't want to walk in the river. I don't have my my really good waterproof boots on, but we'll check it out up there. Let me go up this way. Look at this. See it? Stones are, glaciers don't make stones like that. Glaciers, you know, they round them. They don't have big pointy ones. And, wow, what is up here? Holy crap.
what is this? On the wall?
Tin can, bullet. We'll just look on top here because I don't have my pin pointer with me today. Let's see if it was on top. Yep, see, there it is.
What is it?
It's an old ice skate.
Oh, cool.
Look at that, right?
Oh, cool, yeah.
It's an old ice skate.
I must have been skating on the stream.
Really old ice skate.
Wow.
So somebody was skating up here back in the day
Yeah.
on this,
Yeah.
possibly, ooh, maybe there was a pond up here. Like a little ancient pond because there's springs that come out of the hilltop. And these people, I've noticed all across the whole region area, there's all these old ancient dams that I found where they had all their artifacts piled up and they made these like beautiful ceremonial areas. That is freaking cool. I think I'm going to take that one with me. All right, that's a nice wall hanger. All right, it wasn't like I was looking for it, but I like old ice skates.
Oh, cool.
That's really old. All right, I'll put that one in the. I'll throw that one in the backpack. I got a feeling I'm going to hit a meteorite today. I know they're over here.
I hope so.
I know they're here. And I got to find a really good one to really rock the world because even these artifacts that are carved faces of the giants with resins and ancient stuff, state of New Jersey and the government doesn't want anything to do with it. Just keep ignoring me. That's nothing. He didn't find anything. They're just rocks. So I'm not going to say anything else because we're just here metal detecting today and looking at the beauty of all these amazing rocks.
For entertainment purposes only.
For entertainment paper. Look at these piles of rocks. These are not from the settlers, guys. We're up on the side of a mountain here. You think the settlers are going to pile rocks up in the middle of the woods for no reason back in the day? No way. There's a piece of iron here. Let's see, there's a junk in there. What is that?
Oh, what is that?
That's a pretty old bracket. What is this? Right by it. Oh, look at that. Yeah. I guess the bracket's saying, hey, why don't you come look at my stone that's over here? My big pointy head, spearhead from the giant. Right? Pretty wild, right?
Cool.
Look at that. It's an old bracket. It might be from the giants because this looks like about the same age as the, you know what? Since it's with the giant artifacts, and I believe that the, well, the ice skate was over there, so there is some modern stuff here. Well, for history, because these aren't for me. Anything that it's over 100 years old that's found on any township property or state property in New Jersey belongs to the township, anyways. But the townships don't want to abide by the laws and accept the artifacts, so I got to keep finding even better stuff. Look at all these. Look at all these boulders. We're up on the side of a mountain. Nobody was farming here back in the day. There's another piece of it. So, oh, look at that. It's an old wagon. It's an old leaf spring for a wagon. See that? That's an old wagon leaf spring. Really cool. That could be 1700s or 1800s. I'll put that in the bag here for the museum. You know, because I'm collecting these artifacts and different specimens and different things throughout the township. And I'm making a record of where they come from. Mapping it out. So when I open the museum one day here with what we have, we're going to have some amazing other artifacts that were found, you know, from the settlers that were actually doing stuff too. Because this is not for me, it's for the world. This discovery that our founder set aside, he wanted everybody to know about it, but current administrations don't like history. That's all I can tell you. They like removing it, you know, all of our statues. Look at this wall. Look at this ancient wall here. Look at this. They had some sort of crazy stuff. Now, what's really upsetting to me, up on that mountain there, when you look at the 1930, there's this huge giant face with ley lines. They're building a development on top of it right now. The whole side of the mountain. I saw the video. I was like, I saw the new satellite pictures. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. They're building all these houses, all where the ancient people were. Like it's no big deal. Look at this big one. Look at that big one. Sharp as can be. Look at that. Look how big these giants were. They made such huge spearheads. Oh my God. Put that one back.
Yeah, that looks more like a hatchet, like maybe a hatchet.
Hatchet something. Something really big that they strapped on the end of a log. Like every one of these. All these stones are all worked. Oh, somebody came up here back in the day. There's an old roadway here. Yeah, I see it. Wagon trail. I want to go up there. It's really steep. So I'm kind of trying to wander my way. It's like you have to switch back it. It's too steep and it's overlooking. This goes from here all the way around the mountain. It overlooks the Pyramid Lake on the other side of my hilltop here. I'm going up to. This is crazy what they did back here. This is like a burial mound. Look at the size of this mound. This is not natural.
That's huge.
This is a mound. You see how this valley rolls up? And then there's this crazy mound that's like someone did that. That's not natural. That's a burial mound. I told you, I said the 1930 area was there was some crazy stuff here. I even did a video about Lake Rogerine. You gotta see what's here. And then this is the park that comes in. There's a park here. Like you can come here and park here and go for a walk. See that? This is wild. I'm not going to swing in the metal detector everywhere we go because it's a lot of work. But I'm just looking. Look at this. You see these piles over here? Let me make sure my video is all the way zoomed out. Sorry. There's look at what is going on over here? Did you see what's here? Wow. These are all ancient stones. These are all worked by the giants. Look at this guy's got a big face on. Put him back and be respectful. Look how they're like in this circle here. There's like this weird around the base of this hill, like there's special stones here. These are all like memory stones or see how they're piled up in clumps?
Yep.
And look what's coming up here. There's a massive spring coming out of the side of this hillside with all these boulders. I guess the lake, this is the lake water from Lake Rogerine, I guess. That's up on the other side. Oh, so this is a man-made lake then. Because if the lake's on the other side, this is one of their...
What's a man-made? I don't see a man-made lake.
Well, Whitney, well, you see the 1930 area. Look how
Oh.
beautiful this is here. It is. This is wild.
Mm.
Our founders set these parks aside, but the politicians and builders and all those kind of people, they don't care what's here. Now let's look at some of the stones coming out of this mound here. You can clearly see that one's all cut. Look at that. Bit of cut marks. I think all these rocks are all worked. This is a whole mound of... Wow! Dirt bikes have been over here. Look how high that goes.
Yeah.
I think there's caves on the entrances going in. Let me get some water.
Good idea.
Let me get up here. It's a different lake.
There's a different lake.
Look, there's a lake in the middle here.
Lake.
And this is a massive mound. What's under it? Oh, look at this. There's big sinkholes in it. Wherever you find mounds, there's sinkholes usually. Huge sinkhole. Unless they dug this out for some reason. They might have dug it out. Whew. Here's another pond, and then those are the houses that go all along Lake Rogerine.
What do you say when you say you see a pond? What are you looking at?
This is all swamp. There's an ancient dam in here. This is like a pond. This is all ancient. All these stones were moved to make these dams a long time ago. Look, see? This was an ancient dam at one time over here, and it washed out up here. That's where their water was coming over the top. So this is all washed out since. Check this out over here. I'll show you where the old dam used to be. The ancient people. This is their spillway right here. See, the water would come into here, and their ancient spillway is here where all those rocks going down the hill. Because they would put the rocks over the spillway so it wouldn't wash out the mountainside. So let's go check out what's here. Look how the trees push the cut stones out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
See that?
Yeah.
There's another piece of it here. Beautiful quartzite. Sounds like a white and silver quartzite. It's a sedimentary, like sandstone material that over, the amount of time it took, it turned into solid rock. All the sand, the ground up crystals of quartz, very fine quartz. There goes a blue jay. All right. And that's
Somebody's asking if that
house-
was an old dump site.
No, this is ancient. This is all ancient here. There's stones sticking out of the hillside everywhere you go. And they're all pointy and they're all faces. So, I'm filming this on a live because I want to share it with other people of what's here and what I've discovered. And hey, get out to the parks, go see this stuff, go take some pictures. Get your kids out of the house off the computer. Go have fun. Rock faces up here. There's something funky up here at the base. I see all kinds of workings. How many nails do they need, right? I know one guy I follow, he friends with me, he's a good guy, the wrench face guy. He was saying about the same thing. He's like, how many nails did he got to put in these trees? Right? You could just strap a strap around the tree that's expandable, so you don't have to put the nails in the trees.
Yeah,
A lot of turkeys over here. Look how the ground is all, see how the ground is all kind of rustled up? Ooh, a lot of turkeys living over here. Good spot to go turkey hunting. Turkey season is now coming up. Pretty wild turkey hunt. All right, we're getting on the edge of these ruins here or something. I start metal detecting because it'll be a hot spot. It's like a trail that runs up along the hillside here. Look at these rocks. These rocks are all, they're not rounded, like, you know, somebody cut them. They didn't roll all the way down from Canada, that's for sure. A locally cut. It's like a marker stone coming out of the hillside. Like there may be 5 or 8 feet of overburden where I'm standing right now. That's how covered up this hillside is. I don't know how big this boulder is and what it's supposed to actually, what it used to represent. Pretty beautiful though. Look at the crystal. Look at the crystals. The pink crystal. It's a crystal stone. See the pink crystals? You see them?
I see a little bit of pink.
These are all crystal, like formations of crystals, little crystals. See them?
Oh, cool.
It's a pink. A lot of these stones here are all, they're like granite, quartzite, a lot of red too. And the giants are a big red-haired giant. Here's an old stump. That's a good old boy. Any bullets? Nope. I don't know if it was logged back in the day. It might have been. Looks like a logger stump. Now, why would someone do this? Was this for a perk test? I don't think they would be doing a perk test up on the side of a mountain here. Why is there a big dig hole on the side of this hillside?
What are you looking at? A dig hole?
There's a big hole.
Oh.
Real big hole here.
Oh, I see a little bit right there.
See?
Yeah.
It's like somebody dug a big hole and came in with a bulldozer on that way, dug a big hole. It's probably when they were going to build back here back in the day. And I guess Roxbury, you know, the officials decided to make this a park. You know, set it aside instead of bulldoze like everything else. Like set aside the most important sites with the burials. So that's what I believe is all everywhere is these hillsides that are east facing. There's all entrances closed off. I got a ways to go. I'm only at the bottom of the hill.
Oh wow.
All right. Now I got my snake pants on, so there's a rattler out here on the east slope. He ain't gonna get me. If anything's up here, it's gonna be really deep. It's so overburdened, like compared to the other hillsides. Like different hillsides have more overburden because they're older workings. Like these may even be back past 1 million years. You know, like an older tomb section on one of these east-facing slopes that are here. Not kidding you, their artifacts are here. All right, I'm gonna take a water break. All right, I'm gonna just set the camera up here so everybody can see it here. I get some water out.
Okay.
There you go. I just leave it in my phone. Oops. Sorry. Try.
Okay.
I gotta get some water here because it's too much. I bet on the side of this hillside it's all artifacts. You dig down. Almost guaranteed. So is there any, have you seen any questions really?
No. Wait. Somebody says, what are we looking at? What is this site?
I tracked the 1930 aerial pictures that the government took secretly of all these high definition areas when there was no trees, so you could see what's here. And that's why I'm here, because you can see those rocks on the satellite. You can see the old pond here. You can see the hillside. You know, this is all like, it's like spring pond, big lake, spring pond. It's not, and maybe it's the Garden of Eden. I don't know. Maybe the water that came out of here was really good at one time. I have no idea. A lot of different minerals here. A lot of crystal, a lot of quartz, sparkly pyrite, magnetite. A lot of the purest iron mine in the world is on the same ridgeline, basically, just to my east, about 10 miles away, 8 miles away. The purest iron mine in the world, 90% purity. That the ancient giants, I believe, were the ones that first found it and used it, and then the settlers hit it in 1710 because they left you a record of where everybody went to tell the story of what I'm uncovering. The story and the clues of what I found is everywhere, strewn across the township in all these parks. It's like a big, giant treasure hunt exploring game that the President of the United States set up, and that's what I'm doing. It's amazing. I've been doing this every day of my life since December 7th, 2022. Finding all kinds of amazing stuff. But it's getting down to the point now where the township officials, state of New Jersey, U.S. government, Eagles and the Condors, they're all behind the bulldozing of that property over there where there's tunnels and tombs that I have on video that are supposed to be protected under federal law. So that's why I'm working so hard to show everybody what's here. Because the world needs to know what kind of ancient people lived here, and their spearheads are strewn across everywhere you go. See that? Look at that crystal one. Just sticking out of by the tree here, because this hillside, I believe, is covered in artifacts, because it's like another mound. I found that they put all their artifacts over the top of where their cave burials are. And now the trees are pushing the stones out, saying, we're under here.
Somebody has a question for you.
Really big one. Crystal one. We're back at the beautiful red crystal on there. What was the question?
Wicked for, I can't read. Wicked for You says, I just started metal detecting. Can you go to most places in New Jersey?
Yes. Just find out from your township. Call up your local township if you want to metal detect. Like I contacted the township of Roxbury and the other surrounding towns if it was legal for me to metal detect on their properties, and they said yes. But in the state of New Jersey, they have these crazy laws that they put into effect because they knew this discovery was going to be made one day of all these amazing artifacts. And a lot of them are on township properties that they set aside and preserved, and they don't want people taking them all for themselves. So, if you find something like some buried treasure in New Jersey on, township property or state property, and it's kind of where nobody knows where it is, I think you have the right to take it, but you got to do what you got to do. You know, I haven't taken any treasure to kind of any township properties because this is all part of my, this is not like a hobby of mine. This is my profession for the rest of my life with what's here, and become an educator on the ancient civilization that the United States of America was founded on. I covered up to be kept a secret from the kings and all the other countries that wanted to tax everybody and take away their freedoms. It's pretty wild. Yeah, you got a group of guys that said they've had it with the kings ruling them and taxing them. They want to break away. Found a city in the woods. There you go. So the other side of this mountain, the whole thing is all bulldozed. It's a huge parcel. Oh, a red-tailed hawk. All right. Yeah. There's that a crow. Maybe a crow. So the workings I saw, this is not as this is so overgrown. This is really overgrown over here compared to the other mountain. Let's see, the other hilltop that I'm on is, here it is right there. You see that right there? You see where I'm standing? And that top of that mountain right there?
Mm-hmm.
That's the snake mounds. The serpent snake mounds are on that hilltop. Right at the top of that hilltop. Okay? And then a whole mountain, that whole mountainside all the way around. And then all the way back is all cave burials going in. And then there's another whole mountain that sits below in the ceremonial area in the middle of the valley. It's just, look at the 1930 aerial pictures. You know, for someone to make a lake the size of some of the lakes they did, so you could see them from space, there was a lot of them living here. And they were all monkey-faced and reptilian apes evolving, I believe, based on the stones. You know, you wouldn't have a white man 500,000 or 1,000,000 years ago carving monkey faces on the stones. It just doesn't happen, okay? So you have the evolution on the stones of like a reptilian ape going to somewhat of an ape kind of human, ape Mayan, American Indian, Clovis. Pretty simple, the evolution's on all the stones. So, yeah, let's see what's up here. Look at this. This piece is like a nice sandstone here. Look at this. It's not from any glacier. This was like this was an artifact. Let's put it back together. It was oh no, it's two different ones. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Two different ones just sticking out here. Because what I've noticed is there were so many of these people or evolving beings that they had this thing where they wanted to put all these artifacts like over where they lived, like in the caves below. You know, spray paint marker, maybe survey or hunter back in the day, but they've been building. I mean, they won't stop building either. Roxbury Township doesn't want to acknowledge what's here because they can keep building. You know, just keep bulldozing everything, making all their money, bulldozing the ancient civilization stuff without even having an archaeologist come in and look at it. That's all I ask. The property at 12 South Hillside Avenue, where all the artifacts are, and I have bones on video in the tunnel system, they won't even send an archaeologist here. Look at this. Here's all the destruction. Here's the destruction.
Wait, what?
Okay, go ahead. Here's the building. Look, here's the destruction going on back here. The whole backside of this mountain is all being bulldozed in the 1930 aerial. It's a massive ley lines and faces. And they're doing this still today without even having archaeologists come in. It's all about money. That's all they care about.
Okay. Someone here named Elizabeth says, did you see the pic of your live? I zoomed in on and brightened to see the Viking-looking guy's face on the big rock, on that big rock. I don't know what.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's so many rocks. But so in the 1930 aerial, and even on Google Maps, if you look up by Orban Park, I'm at Orban Park in Roxbury. This is the huge development that goes down to Bud Lake. This whole thing, all these hilltops with all these crazy features with these ancient rock walls and stuff, they're bulldozing it right now. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care.
Somebody says, thank you for what you do. Someone needs to protect the history.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to do, but I'm up against, you know, people that only care about money. That's all they care about. Whenever I see a stone, I'll point, I'll stop and look at it. Look at this. Look at it. Look at that. Hey, the hatchet head? That's what they are. There's so many of these.
Yeah.
A lot of different artifacts, because this might be a mound here. These are all mounds, I believe. Where they're building all these houses, there's some sort of caves and burials all below. Look at the whole track. It's massive. It's like, this is what they're going to do inside of Hercules. And inside of Hercules is a massive toxic waste dump since 1874. And when they mess with everything in there, it feeds the springs to the whole valley. It's horrible what they do. This is all, these are all ancient boulders coming out of hillside, all carved here. So let's go check it out. I even sent the archaeologist, state of New Jersey archaeologists, about what's going on here. They don't even respond because they're all run by the ones at the top, the ones that we elect, that are been lying to us all. Look at this. This is ancient. On the 1930 aerial pictures, this is a big giant face with ley lines. They're building over the top of it. It's horrible, right?
Wow. Yeah.
But they don't care. Look, then they're busting up. This is where they grind up all their stones too, I guess. Let's get a little bird's eye view of what's going on over here. Maybe we can find something on the edge of their property here where there's so many. Like every tree. Look. See?
Wow. Yeah.
Spearheads everywhere. Because they're being pushed up out of the ground. Right?
Wow.
They're not, they can come around. Every stone. Cut in the faces. Monkeys. Burials. You know, you got 1 million years of burials. These stones. These are usually marker stones to entrances going into a hillside. That's what these usually mean. Look at this one. Look at the size of this bird stone. Look at this spearhead into a bird. Holy shit, let me show you this one. I gotta put the phone down for this. Look at the size of this crystal spearhead from a bird on the edge of the construction site. Give me 1 second. This thing is amazing. Look at that. Look at that bird spearhead from the Giants. Look at the size of that bird spearhead.
Where do you see the bird?
It's a bird with a wing. It's a bird flying.
Oh,
see it?
okay.
Here's the bird head.
Okay.
Look at where I found it. At the edge of the construction site. Because this is all cave burials from these giants, I believe. 1930, this whole valley is all crazy workings and faces, all bulldozed.
Oh, that's a shame.
All bulldozed. And this is a beautiful stone that's all hand carved. Look at this, it's all carved. Look at all the carve marks. Look at it. You see it? Look at that bird. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's out of this green crystal. See the green?
Yeah, I see the green. Yeah.
Yeah. It is absolutely beautiful. It's almost perfect. Look how sharp it is. And the tip might be gone right here. It looks like the tip is gone. There was a nice point. Hopefully they don't. I'm going to put this one back. Give me a second, because this is, you know, marker of the burial. So I just want to take a few pictures here because it's really amazing. It's probably one of the biggest, beautifulest bird ones I've found so far with the wing. Okay. I mean, the state of New Jersey has known about this discovery since last March, and even Rutgers University in New Brunswick, and I have all these artifacts that I needed tested, and they shut down the labs at Rutgers University and said they don't have any funding for their labs, so the school kids at Rutgers University have no labs this semester of 2024 because the Democrats or these politicians shut down the labs, so I can't have anything tested to bring attention to what I discovered. I mean, come on. How criminal can that be? Look, here's another one. I'm just looking here at the base of this rock, right? Look at this spearhead. Look at that. Take a screen cap with the construction site in the back, please.
Well, hold on a second. Okay. I got it.
Look at that. And it goes probably the other way. That's the tail where you would attach it. This is the head. So it goes this way. Okay? This is the spearhead that way. You see it? You see the sharp edge?
Yep.
These were like, I think they were hunting dinosaurs with these things. You know, the government's lied to us all these years. So this is maybe, from what I found on the other mountainside, this is usually indicative of an entrance that's closed off, and they put all these boulders here for the cave burials that go in below. You come here with radar, there's going to be tunnels everywhere, I believe. And then in the valleys, see all the rocks down there? Look at all the rocks.
Ooh.
They're all from these people. Look, they're bulldozing right up here to the edge. Look how you have natural, untouched virgin area, and look, gone. Just like that. All the habitat. And they're doing this across America. They're doing this across the world without even having any consideration of the wildlife or the burials from the ancient people below.
There's going to be nowhere left to walk.
Yep. And that's what they do. There's piles of artifacts down there. And there's, see what they have down here? A big giant, they bring in these big grinders to grind up all the boulders. All the boulders, I bet all these boulders down here, a lot of them all have faces and carve marks. And what they do is they just bulldoze them. See all the boulders? There's probably faces and all kinds of stuff on this stuff. Look, I bet right here on the side, there's all, look, we're going to see artifacts coming out of the side of the hillside here. Guaranteed. Look at this. Look at this beautiful piece of quartz. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
See?
Yeah.
This was put here by them. See? There's everything here. That's a beautiful quartz one. But you can see how the rain washed the thing away here, right? Look at this. This one almost got destroyed. Big crystal bird one again. It really does suck that these state of New Jersey and the government is so bad in what they do. Okay. See it?
Oh.
Spear points, they're everywhere. It's like they're artifacts, like they lived here. This was their whole, like all their lakes and their ponds and their springs. All bulldozed. All gone. Bulldoze it. See, they're going to leave this as a berm. See, this is going to be a natural area. They have a wall here, and they're going to put houses down below that, or some sort of a, it doesn't look like a house pad. It might be like some sort of a recreation area. I don't know, for this development. You know, like an associate. Look at this. Look where I'm at. Look at these artifacts sticking out of the side of the side of the hill that didn't get bulldozed. Look at this spearhead.
Wow.
Look at these. Look at these spearheads.
Hold on, let me take a picture.
All right. Look at the guy's face on the right side. You see it with the pointy head?
Yeah. Yep.
See that?
Yep. That's cool.
Bulldoze them all, right? Chop them all up. Before you have anybody come in, Well, I tell you what, the Knights Templars and George Washington and everyone, look at the spearheads. Look at the spearheads. The whole mountain is artifacts. It's all artifacts. This is where they busted up one of them. This is what the stone looks like inside. Look, this is a freshly busted one. Wow, look at the green crystal and the purples. Look at that rock inside. Look at that crystal. There's blues and purples. So these stones, see, this is all freshly broken. So these stones, see how it looks now? Inside are absolutely a beautiful crystal, but they've weathered, so you can't see what they are. So this hilltop must have been crystal mounds back in the day. Look at this red spearhead. I bet this is a spearhead. No, I can't get it. It's too big. Red crystal one. Right? Big spearhead over there with a face on the side. It's just black stuff. This is horrifying. But hey, look, here's another one that got broken up. Look, they came up here with the excavator and they broke this piece off. Look. See? See, I can tell a natural fracture. Now look, that almost looks like a spearhead. But we can tell the difference because of the age of it. But look how easily these things became fractured. So it can make something like a face, right? Just fracture the stone and there you go. You get something like a spearhead. So I know the difference between that, right, and the old stuff that was really done by them. Because we didn't have, look, there's another piece of this black stuff. The Assyrian. Look, see? They used all this stuff to cut their artifacts. You know, like there's all the tailings. Like every one of these big stones you see was cut, and there's all pieces here. Oh boy. I don't like seeing this. But it is what it is. There's a big old marker tree here with a boulder, see it?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, these township officials, that's why the township officials, the police department, they banned me from going to the municipal building, so I can't go to township planning board meetings, and they banned me from going to the Roxbury municipal Rossable historical site buildings when they have their meetings, so I can't tell anybody about what I discovered. They said if I go to any of those sites, they're going to have me arrested and I'm going to go to jail. That's what the police department told me. That if I go to the Roxbury municipal building property or go to the Roxbury Municipal Historical Society buildings, they're going to arrest me. That's what they told me.
Oh, wow.
They threatened me if my dog steps 1 foot onto the property at 12 South Hillside Avenue, they're going to arrest me. They did that on January 6th after there was some very influential people at the lawyer's office that I witnessed. So, we're going to keep going along here. Here's the park trail. Talk about bulldozing the ancient civilization stomping grounds and the whole face that was here. I mean, on the 1930, it's just this giant face all across that whole area. This is massive. This is like 2,000 acres are cutting up, or whatever. How many? It's massive. It's the whole backside of the mountain. So you got all these rocks up here. Yeah. Let's see if we can get down and we can find some better stuff. And you always look where the trees are, because the tree roots are the ones pushing up the big spearheads that were originally made by the giants. Because there was no trees here in 1930. I mean, almost all of New Jersey was deforested. There wasn't a tree left. In 1909, New Jersey, the white-tailed deer was on the endangered species list. And then they made it so nobody could hunt deer for 10 years. And they had to bring in deer. Wow. Man, I gotta tell my buddy about turkey hunting over here. It's all turkeys. A lot of turkeys over here.
You can hunt on that ground, on that land?
Yes. It's actually open land. You have to follow the regulations stuff. You got to get your turkey permit. It's a big money thing with the state of New Jersey. Rag, I was just seeing if I saw something white there. See, and then look. See how this goes around? This is like moundy. And this looks all unnatural. Like I'm on top of a man-made mound. Like possibly might be covered up. Possibly.
There's someone here named Chosen Few, and he says, "Hello, Chris. I work in Mainz and Chile, and I know when the stones have gold." I don't know.
I found a few stones with gold. I got a couple quartz face stones that are carved with gold chunks in them. You know, quartz from. There's a lot of gold here. These people were into spirits, and I'm looking for the rubies and the diamonds. I found all the crystal. I just want to find the rubies. There's some deer tracks.
What in New Jersey is this, Chris?
Well, the diamonds and the rubies, I'm not going to tell you where they are, but everything's located in Mars County, New Jersey. Mars County, beautiful piece of red mixed crystal. There's a lot of different rocks here. That's like an agate. Yeah, these are all. Everything is just spearheads from the giants. They're everywhere. It's like this whole hilltop is like every stone was worked. Because I think it's a mound. Might be a mound. They were big giants. I mean, to make the lakes the way they did, there must have been millions of them living here in New Jersey at the time. You'd have to have thousands and thousands of these giants building these lakes. Yeah, it looks all. This doesn't look natural at all. And look what they did. Look how they. Look at the wetland. Look at the destruction of the wetland over there. They didn't even save anything around the wetland area, and they bulldozed right up to the pond. Look at that. Let's see. Look at this. Look at that. It's all bulldozed right up to the edge of the wetland pond that was naturally in the woods in here. So all the habitat of the wetland that's around it, they bulldozed. Well, Roxbury Township is. You ask anybody in this township, most of everybody, and they're like, yeah, the township officials are, yeah. They remind me of living in, you know, if you have the, back in the day, I must see your papers, those type of people. You know, just like Indiana Jones dealt with, they were on his ass. Same thing when he was in the Lost Tomb Raider, right?
Yep.
Yeah, with the snake pit. I mean, I'm reliving an Indiana Jones adventure the last year, having the cops on my 7 times, and then we had my landlord. Hey guys, my landlord go and bust up priceless artifacts from an elderly family whose property was just foreclosed on in the township because of corruption, where there's $150 million to the sand in that lake, and I was helping them out by gathering artifacts before the foreclosure where they can't take anything left, and my landlord's son and her decided to bust them up on camera. Priceless artifacts to help these people out for the rest of their life. They busted them right up. That's horrible.
Crazy.
And luckily I grabbed a piece of ivory and the other face that he was about to grab, and I got it out of the way because the piece of carved ivory with a dinosaur and an elephant on it, I believe is the oldest piece of carved ivory ever discovered in the world by the giants. And I found that on their property, and that's going to go to them too. And so is that crazy clown face one. That million-year-old clown face statue.
Oh, wow.
So, it's horrible.
Are you headed back down now?
Yeah.
Are you walking down?
Yeah, I'm going to see what we got left here. I'm just across the top of this hill because I'm about 60%. It's all kind of the same thing. And then there's Lake Rogerine. See it down below me? See the big lake down there?
A little bit, yeah, you just kind of.
It's a special lake. It's in a pyramid. But they're just, this whole thing, that pond, they bulldoze right up past the wet line. So in America now, when they bulldoze, the wetlands don't matter anymore. I mean, the bulldozers went right into the lake, into the ancient pond there where all the frogs are and the aquatic life. I mean, Roxbury is just, it's like, I guess, just everywhere in America though, because the, the township officials, they like cashing in on their, people electing them. I'm sorry for getting so, look at this rock. This one's just kind of sticking out, looking at me saying, Chris, pull me out. Let's see how big of a woolly mammoth trunk spearhead this is. There you go. See that? Just sticking out of the hillside here. Look at that spearhead.
Wow.
Hey? Big bird one. The bird was sticking out. I saw the bird. Look at that spearhead just sticking out of the ground. Big bird one.
Pretty cool.
Yep. Oh, they're so heavy. Because this entire freaking hilltop is a mound of these things. That's a lot of stone. How many millions of people cut the stones that are up here? I mean, how far down is the layer? Is it 10 feet down to the solid rock where they have the burials going in? I think so. It's the same on every hilltop. So, all right, well, if you want to stay on this live, I'm going to keep walking. And I'll keep you on live until I get down around the bend here, I guess. Because I haven't been up here yet. I kind of want to walk down around the pond and document their destruction of the wetlands, but it doesn't matter anymore. They just keep bulldozing everything. And it's all about filling their pockets with money so they can go sit in their big, fat, fancy houses down in Florida and go out on their yachts. That's what it's all about. And then in the meantime, they're destroying our history and bulldozing ancient burials and God knows what else.
Yeah.
And they don't care. Because they're only satisfying themselves, and that's the problem in this world today. We need more people to care actually about, everything else and then just themselves. Wow, look at the workings down here. There's some big stone things down here too. There's a really nice trail they put here, so you can come up here, because what they did see, it's a nice switchback. There's another park, and there's another park, and there's another. Oh my God! They did the same thing all across New Jersey with these parks, with covering up the giant stuff. It's like once you find one of what they did, every single one of them is the same. Every single one of them is the same, and they preserve this stuff too for you to go see it. But if you don't know what it is, you just walk right past it like, oh, it's just a rock. Oh, I'm walking a switchback. This is more recent. They probably did this about maybe 10, 15 years ago for this park.
Okay.
So, but I'm just coming down the back side, just looking for sinkholes. If there's caves underneath, you're going to find sinkholes like I found on all the other hilltops. Where you come down the hilltop, right? And you'll find a boulder like this, and there's a little plateau, and then there used to be an entrance going in. Because I found like 13 of those, 14 of those. So like you'll have a header boulder, and then there'll be like this little sunken in area. And look, there's a big sinkhole right here. You'll have like a sunken in area with a few markers, and then right here is where you would go into the hillside. You'd have some sort of see, there's another marker boulder here. This could have been a headstone. And then like 10 feet below my feet, 15 feet is way down below the ground because of the overburden from a million years of covering everything here. So, only the little rocks are popping out of the top. These are like, once might have been sticking out of the ground 6 or 8 feet at one time, and now it's only sticking out of the ground a foot. Because there's so much growth. And, between each ice age, you had a good 12,000 years of growth before the next ice age started coming down, and then everything slows down again, and then eventually gets covered with ice. And then it all melts, and we have a... Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was saying approximately what time do you think the giants inhabited that
area? The comparison of artifacts, because I haven't been able to get anybody to carbon date anything. So what I've done is I've done artifact comparisons between all around the world. So you find an artifact here, I go and try to match it up around the world from that time period. And I've matched up quite a few artifacts from time periods around the world that date from 65,000 years to over 1.5 million. You heard what I said? 65,000 years to 1.5 million. Because they just continue to evolve. It's like the largest artifacts down, 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 down to the smallest ones. And I can't find one American Indian point or basically Clovis stuff up in this area.
You know who's here, Chris?
Who's that?
Your Uber driver, Eric.
Oh, did he come in? Okay.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
here.
he,
His name
yeah,
is
it was,
Chosen.
yeah, I said, because I took an Uber today, because I was like, you know what, I don't have to go and park at the thing. And I said, I'm going to go exploring. Let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah. There's a nice spot. It doesn't matter where you go when you look. They're here. They're here. And these are like dug out, like when they put in this roadway. And then there's like this massive pile of them here, almost like, it's like a special stone pile. Look at this. This is like, you go through the woods and there's not a stone there or one here and there, and all of a sudden the whole hillside is covered by all these amazing rocks. Look at the crystal in there. Look at that. Look at that piece of crystal with all the crystals. It almost looks like pavement, right? But no, it's some sort of sedimentary crystal material. These are all look at this tailing pile. Now look at the whole side of this hill. It's loaded. And it looked like this crazy ancient made swamp down here. And look, there's all like another hill that's all overgrown with a mound. Like look at all the boulders now, right? I'm only up the hill a few feet, right? They should like stop halfway down the hillside to dump the boulders. No, these are all. This is real spiritual right here. I feel it. I mean, I'm telling you, I feel it right now. Very spiritual. Feels so holy. Very holy. Very holy. I bet there's entrances over here or something. Probably a drop there. Crazy. It's like a lot of this stuff. There's so many places in Jersey I hunted over my lifetime. Now I know. Like all these crazy. I know it came from. This is beautiful back here. You see this huge? You see this huge crazy mound? Uh-oh. I gotta do the puzzle piece. Hold on. I had to do a puzzle piece. Look where I'm at. It's beautiful. And it's on the edge of this. There's this. And then look. There's a drain, a storm drain over there for the neighborhood that they're putting in. All the white houses up there. Look at that. This is all spiritual area. They're building everywhere. And look, there isn't a boulder over here. You see this? Not one rock, right? Now check this out. This massive rock pile that stretches. We're going to follow. See where it goes. You know, why is there a rock pile here? Well, nowhere else. It's not like there was an ancient river running across the top of this hilltop and left the boulders here. Usually water causes that in the valley. Like if I walk through a valley and I see all these rocks, I'm like, okay, the water washed out all the stone, the soil, but this is some sort of, this is all man-made. These hills, this is worked, I believe. I believe this is all worked. These stones are all worked. Look at this. Let's check out what these look like. I gotta be very respectful here because it feels really spiritual. Like I'm really in a spiritual place right now. Beautiful. Big one. And they're like the bird one up on top of the hill, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Out of this, it's got like this beautiful crystal through it. Look at this one. Look at this one. Look how beautiful this one is. Look at this crystal head for the giants. Look how it's all cut. Look at that. Look at this beautiful head from the giants. Look at this. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. It's all quartz, and it's all like the stone is deteriorating and all the quartz are left. Beautiful. That's an eye right there.
Yeah, you
see the eye? And that's the face. It's a crystal skull stone. See, these are all the original, I'm just trying to pull out stones from the tree because now the trees are pushing them up. And that's what happens. So this might be 50 feet deep or deeper. I don't know. Or is this their tailing piles? Like, look at that crystal, pink crystal one. That's pink crystal. There's another one here. Yeah. Wow. Let's see if there's something really distinct. It's kind of like weird. This is all worked. Ah. You see what I see, right?
Tons of piles of rock.
Yeah, there's a lot of rocks. No rocks. No rocks. There's like it might have been an old roadway.
An old roadway?
At one time. I don't know. Or it's, I don't even want to pull it. There's so many pointy ones sticking out of the ground. I could go anywhere and pull out a big spearhead from the giants. I could feel it right here. These are all, these might be their tailing piles too. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But every one of these, someone pick a spot and then look here. This is where they come in with their building. Look, because they've been trying to build this for 10 or 15 years. And they're just bulldozing it all now. And here's the edge of the thing. So now they're draining all the dirty water. Here's their drainage system right into the ceremonial pond. And they bulldozed right through all this. Look at this. Here's the sewer pipe. Here's the ancient workings of those stones, right on that side. They bulldozed right through to put these sewer pipes right down into this pond here. You see it? So.
I'm taking your word for it.
Well, what I'm saying is you see all the rocks on this side here? Okay. Okay. These rocks used to continue across. Okay, and then they put this sewer pipe through the middle, and there's no more rocks here.
Okay.
So the rocks are all buried below the ground here when they blew the sewer pipe. And it would have been nice to see what they dug this 20-foot deep sewer pipe into the ground, what was below the hilltop here. Because if they were able to just dig this sewer pipe through, that means this is all fillstone. And this is just what this is. This is not solid mountain underneath. Like, how deep is this? Does this go down 20 feet? I don't know. I don't know how deep this sewer is. Okay? I don't know how deep it is. And there's no need for me. Look at the backside. They put these houses. I'll show you these houses real quick. These are all artifacts. See, if I came across a meteorite, it would. That's why I have the metal detector on and just kind of holding it off to the side. So if I get a screamer, by chance, it would be nice. Look at that. Just bulldozing everything. Bulldozing everything. Without even having any archaeologists come in and check anything. And now over here, look, there's no rocks. See how it's nice and clean, everything?
Yeah.
Basically, no rocks.
Yeah.
Because these rocks were moved by people a long time ago. Because they're all artifacts. It was clear as day. I mean, like, see, they took all the rocks maybe from here and they moved them over here. And I see some piles up there on the side of the hill back there too. They may be, I think they have all the roads in that they're going to be doing, but they put the houses on top of all the hilltops where the cave burials should be going in the hilltops below. I just hope the builders aren't robbing the tombs the ones that are doing the work in New Jersey here. And maybe that's what it is. Hey, you get to build property, you get to rob the tombs, right? Build your houses, rob the tombs, and don't say anything.
That'd be horrible.
Well, that's what they're doing at 12 South Hillside Avenue. The property owners known about the tunnel system with the treasures in there since January 1st, 2023. When I went to their building, when I saw one of the employees there, I went and talked to him and said, hey, can I come on? I need to bring some archaeologists in your property because I discovered where there's a tunnel system and there's bones in the tunnel system. I have a camera scope video. 5 days, 6 days later, they sent the Roxbury Police Department after me. Like 3 cops came down on me like, I was like, holy crap, like the Nazis.
Wow.
And they were threatening me about my dog. Like I said, I live here. You can't tell me I can't go outside my house and stand out in the backyard. If your dog goes on the property, we're going to arrest you. I mean, they were very threatening.
Oh my God.
Very threatening. So, but that's what they like to do. And I had permission from the lady I basically lived at her house because we went and dug up some stuff on May 2nd, 2022. And then we brought it to the museum. I thought it was a piece of meteorite found above the top of the tunnel system. My first artifact, and I didn't even know where I was metal detecting and had no idea where I was digging was only 10 feet away from where there's a tunnel system over 1,000 feet long. It's really wild. And I didn't discover that tunnel system until December 13th, 2023. So it took me from May all the way to there to actually for it to click into my head that, Chris, there's oak trees all planted in sequence. They're planted in 3 centuries. You know, you're a tree expert, Chris. 30 years schooling, certification, license, the state of New Jersey. You should know your trees. And I started doing research on the trees when one of the trees was going to fall down. Now this is sickening. My landlord, not long after I moved in, it was in November 2023 or October, and I told the neighbor, I said, you got a tree that's going to fall in your backyard. It's in danger of falling in your backyard for endangering your children and your dog that play there. And it's one of the big Oak Island oak trees. And that's from like the 1874 time period. It was planted, specially placed. And they put a fence in about 10 years ago and they drilled a hole next to the tree stump and knocked the tree out. So the tree died. You know, the tree passed on. So I went over and I talked to the woman I live in. I said, hey, the neighbor, I got to go talk to him. What's her name? There's a tree endangering their safety of their family and their children in the backyard. I want to go talk to them. You know what she said to me? Don't go talk to them. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, the trees. No, don't go talk to them. I'm like, what? This woman, and I thought about it for like 4 hours. I'm like, screw this. I'm going over and knock on the door and talk to the people. So I went over and talked to the people. And when I did that and I told her I went over and talked to them, she turned into this evil demon against me. Because I'm like, this tree is in danger. And then the people didn't do anything for like a month. And they finally got a tree guy because I said to him again, I went over and knocked on the door. I said, look, when we get the first snow and your kids are playing in that backyard, this 3-foot round oak that goes up 150 feet in the air is going to break off that limb and fall in your backyard, right where your kids play. So they had a tree expert come out. The guy said to him, this tree needs to be removed right now. Do not even let your children or your dog in your backyard. So they came and cut it down a couple days later.
Oh,
yep.
Good.
And that's the woman who's my landlord, whose son broke up the artifacts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Leave.
Hey, Chris, there's a question for
Come
you.
on. Sure.
There's a quick question. It says, Chris, have you had anything broadcast with your name? I'm not sure.
Well, just the, basically, you know, my TikTok videos, YouTube, True Social, Twitter, X, you know, all that sort of thing. But I haven't been like on any Main Street papers because I went to the Main Street papers and a couple lawyers with this, and they're all afraid of the Clintons because the Clintons are behind kind of everything. So that's what they told me. They don't want to get involved because their safety if their lives with their family from the Clintons. That's what I was told by a lawyer, that he doesn't want to get involved.
And then she asked, has anyone thought of trying to contact Josh Gates?
I've been trying to touch Josh Gates, but Josh Gates knows about everything I discovered. The guys from Oak Island know everything I discovered, but I was told they're Masons with the Vatican. I wonder why. I wonder why they wouldn't want to know the full truth. Maybe it's just a distraction for the real truth. I don't know. So we just got to watch the show, and hopefully we'll have a documentary come out. But this is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an entertaining show on looking at rocks. That's all. Big, beautiful crystal rocks that just appeared on the side of a hillside with faces on them. Marker stone, probably. And look, the marker stone, we got like a bear den over here. Look at this. Fox. Big marker stone. Fox den. Marker stones. He probably found the entrance going in, because that's what they like to do. They know where the voids are underground, so they'll dig a burrow and then they can enter. They can enter everything else.
Oh, smart.
Right? Because I found that everywhere. Like you can find where the animals want to go in there, because it's like, it's a home.
They got a home. They have like a hotel down there.
Yep, they don't care about the bones. But where I live, there's a crazy rat and mice problem because they all live in the tunnels. I mean, and then, listen to this. One of the people that live bordering the property, I told him there's tunnels around his house. He didn't want to believe me. He told the neighbors that he can hear water dripping on the other side of his cement walls of rooms in there. I said, yeah, there's rooms, because I metal detected his property. I found there's massive rooms connected to 12 South Hillside Avenue. I mean, they even have horse chestnut trees planted above the tunnel system so it doesn't destroy the tunnels. Because what they did was they planted the horse chestnuts above the tunnel systems so the roots don't go deep. The roots don't go real deep, ripping open the root cellars. So you do the same thing when you have a tunnel system. You plant the buckeyes, the horse chestnuts from southeast England, from where the Knights Templars are from, like they did here in Roxbury. Pretty wild. And that's Lake Rogerine. It's a very special ceremonial lake, I believe, because this is an entire burial from some of the older giants overlooking this amazing lake that's here. And this is it's really probably one of the most amazing lakes hidden here in Roxbury Township that was made and lived around by not only John Rogers, who was a Knights Templar that came here because it's called Lake Rogerine, but the ancient giants. I think this was a ceremonial area. So these people are very lucky to own homes here. It's very quiet too. And now they have to worry about the pollution from those homes, because before it was just a big area. Now you have the water coming through the neighborhood, goes into that pond, and it feeds into their lake. So the pollution from that neighborhood is all going to be running into this lake eventually, because that's what they do in Jersey. They like to pollute everything. And there's no easements, no areas where you can protect things, and then just do what they do to make their money. That's what they do. New Jersey, they call it the Garden State, and I always wondered why, and I think I know why. But I'm not going to say why, because, well, for entertainment purposes only, everybody knows about the Garden of Eden. And if you read about why they named Jersey the Garden State, it's an interesting story. So, the evolution of man is where the Garden of Eden was. Look at all the turkey scratchings. A lot of turkeys up here. I guess these people probably feed them, and they hang around the houses and they roost up here in the hill. I mean, they got like a beautiful place here to live. And there's some of the really old hues. Those are really old shrubs. So I don't know if that's an older home from maybe John Rogers that lived here. But this area was a very special place. And I heard from these people a couple years ago, the state of New Jersey came and was taking down their signs for the lake to rechange the name of the lake. They wanted to take away the true name of the lake, of the founders of New Jersey, John Rogers, and change the lake on them. The state of New Jersey, these like Karens showed up and they're like, we're going to change the name on you. And they started taking down their billboard at the entrance of their neighborhood. And it's like, it happened like it happened after the tomb robbery of 2007 at where I believe they robbed the tunnel tombs at 12 South Hillside Avenue when they tore down the mansion. That mansion was very special. Henry Martin Tupper was part of that mansion. He was a Civil War hero who adopted the first ex-slave to become a soldier and graduate West Point University, Henry Austin Flipper. So the tomb robbers that decided to rob the tombs and the tunnels that I discovered, they're going to have to deal with the American people and all the people of color and explain to them why these white politicians and lawyers and contractors are robbing the tunnels of black ex-slave soldiers and their pirates' tombs and their treasures. Right?
Yeah.
That's a reckoning story right there.
Entertainment purposes only.
Now, yeah, entertainment purposes only. And if the three presidents are in the hilltop, like I believe Washington, Lincoln, and Franklin D. Roosevelt, or at least the two of them, then it's going to be an even bigger story. Because those two presidents, I've seen documentaries for over 30 years of them locating the bodies and, you know, or locating the tombs of the places where the presidents really are, and they couldn't really tell you where they were. And then, you know, the government's telling you, oh, we found this and that. Well, the government, you know, for entertainment purposes, always, they're always telling us the truth. Everything the government tells us the truth about for entertainment, for true entertainment purposes. Right?
Yep.
You get that one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So here's some more rocks here, like piled up down here in the woods where there was no farming activity back in the day, right? Because you look at the 1930s, and there's only so much people can do from the 1700s up until the 1930s. And our founders are not going to move all these boulders by hand to form on the side of a mountain between some ponds. These are, I believe, worked. Yes.
We have somebody who says she's a self-proclaimed historian from Boston, Massachusetts, and she would like to come up. She says, I know so much history, and you believe in everything I do. I don't know if you want.
That's awesome, yeah, because she probably knows all my family ancestors. Well, you know, the island off of Massachusetts called Gallup's Island. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And to like.
Hello. We're having a little bit of a glitching problem, I think. Yeah.
Basically, I know a lot about New England, New Jersey, obviously Massachusetts.
Wow.
Yeah, my family is from Nova Scotia, Canada, too. So, I used to do exactly
mine are
what
the
he's doing.
joys. You can read about my family ancestors.
Oh, yes, please. Absolutely.
We can't hear you, Chris. You're glitching. Oh. I think it's bad connection today.
Very hot place here. Very holy.
Chris, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you. You're very glitchy right now.
Okay.
Now there's a lot of rock walls right there. That's
All right, give me a
very
minute. Give me a minute. I'm
random.
gonna see if I can get. Yeah, there's a lot of. What?
That's not normal, like
That's a
boundary
really funny
lines
one. I was gonna just pull.
at all.
Oh wow, you two could have amazing discussions.
Oh no, these are not. Just want to pull one out if I can find one.
There's a lot of.
See the red crystal?
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Full. Millions.
I love
Sorry.
rocks.
Not millions.
Rocks are my favorite.
These mounds are covered up.
Yeah, really cool.
I have a lot.
found,
Well, I've had a rock collection since I was a child.
Same. It's nice to find. This is the first person. You are the first one on this app, and I've been on here for a while, that actually is in the same kind of stuff that I am. So this is
Awesome,
amazing.
awesome. Yeah, I like to connect with. There's other people around the world. The United States of America, down in Virginia, North Carolina,
Yep.
Ontario, Canada. We all have artifacts. And Kentucky, a
That's
bunch of people.
amazing.
And actually, YouTube was censoring us because every time we followed each other, the next day we were all
Yep.
unfollowed from each other, a whole group of us, because the people at YouTube
Wow.
are against the truth because they didn't want us to connect. And then they remove all our likes from our
Exactly.
videos because they don't want them to go viral.
Exactly.
That's how they censor
Exactly.
people. So,
Yep.
but one of my grandfathers was a curator of the museum in Massachusetts there. He was a Joy, I think. I
know a
called
lot
them
of
too for
Joys.
help, but
I know a lot of Joys, actually.
well, the Joys are my family on my mom's side.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I'm a
my
Townsend
mom's side of the
from
family.
Massachusetts.
I'm a Joy Gallup descendant from the Gallups. The Gallups, George W.
Yep.
Bush is a
Yep.
cousin of mine. And he knew
Yes,
about the
he
tunnel
is.
systems that I discovered that I believe were robbed in 2007. Okay?
Yes.
Now we're getting up to the top here
Yes, I remember that.
because I've gotten some big pushback. And the only reason why you get pushback, and then you got the eagles and condors calling you up, threatening your life basically, to stop doing everything, and you track them down to be part of the Vatican. It gets me going
don't
in
even
to
get
find
started
more.
on the Vatican.
Right? I want to
Don't
find
even get
everything
me
now,
started
right?
on the Vatican.
They don't want me looking. They don't want me searching. It makes me want to go and find everything. Right?
Yes.
Their
Yes. Well, I'm
evilness,
disabled now, so
their
I can't-
negativity
I can't-
has fueled my
Yes.
positivity energy to find it all. And it's amazing. I
Yes.
have a wonderful time. I've become spiritual. I love myself and love everyone else now. It's totally changed my life, this discovery.
Me
and the
too.
crystals that I found with
feel
them.
the same way.
And I believe that everybody in the world, once we all know about
Ooh.
the history of where
What
we
is
came
that?
from and all that stuff, it's an eye-opener, and it opens your third eye, and you could become loving
Can you
to everyone
stand
else
on
because you
where
understand.
those rocks are? Those rocks
Wait.
on the side. Can you do a spin for me? Huh.
What do you want me to do? You want to spin?
That looks like
There's
a,
the burial mound.
That looks like a foundation of some kind.
Well, no, we're at the edge of
Wow.
this is the dam. This is the dam for the waterfall. This used to be a lake
so
over here.
that's
So this is all
that's-
built up.
a foundation
Yeah,
of
check
some
this out.
kind for the dam.
No, it's not. It's just all the old
No?
stones. I'm standing on 50 foot of fill. Look, the mountain comes
Really?
down and there's this huge dam that goes across the valley to make this huge pond and ceremonial area up here.
Oh.
Because you can see
Okay,
it on the
yeah, 'cause
1930 area. The U.S.
I'm
government in
close to the
1930 took
Algonquin Indians
pictures.
up here.
Well,
I have
there's
many
no
friends
Indian
from
stuff
the
here.
Algonquin community,
They-
so it's really cool.
I think the American, well, this is Lenape, okay?
Yeah.
And then when you spell the last is Lenape, Lenape, ape. Yeah, because they were the evolving apes.
Yeah.
The name is right in plain sight. Ape is in Lenape.
What an amazing rock.
Lenape. Ape is in there. And that's what I'm finding in all these artifacts. Apes.
Okay.
Reptilian apes. Mayans.
It's
Egyptians.
amazing.
So it's all here. And there is so much more areas. Every place I go and explore and I look at the 1930 area, I'm just amazed. Like today, I found all kinds of crazy stuff here because I can see it on the
Yeah.
1930 aerials. because they did that because
Really?
Nicholas Rourke was in with Franklin D. Roosevelt, and he was the famous explorer whose stone I found inside of the M on the back of the dollar bill in Roxbury, and not in the M and the master building cornerstone of New York City from 1929. I find everything because, yeah, the founding stone of America, and it's called Jesus' stone. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
And you watch this Eye of the Phoenix Secrets of the Dollar Bill TV show, and it talks about the stone, and I'm not giving this stone to the people that I believe are behind no good in this world. That's all I'm going to
please,
tell you.
no, absolutely not.
No.
I would keep it.
No,
for
and
myself,
it's in a
too.
special
Just
place.
learn.
So now there's that
learned-
mound. Here's the mound that you saw. And now watch. There's the creek. And then back up to this mound. And then this mound drops down. This is all fill. All artifacts. So there must be another burial here. There's a burial up there. There's a burial back there.
They tried to hide them.
Millions of years of burial. I mean, like, I believe from 65,000 back over a million. Because that mountain over there,
That.
the artifacts are even bigger. Yeah, watch when I get down here. Oh, yeah.
This is amazing.
I have some of the most amazing crystal artifacts, even carved into whales. Okay, I got a crystal, green crystal. Emerald City artifacts and ancient Mesopotamia giant artifacts that the government doesn't want to, the state doesn't want to recognize. So this is the old dam. There's their old spillway. You see it? And this is where it blew through, I believe, later on. Like, this dam, this creek I don't think was here. That was the old spillway. Because there's like a pond area up top, and that's where it would overflow. So I believe maybe that was their original spillway, and then this may have blown through later on. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Do you not unblock someone? I feel so bad I blocked someone, and he shouldn't have been blocked.
Oh, really? I think you can go in and see.
I can't see if I can unblock.
Well, if they're, we'll figure it out later.
His name is Daryl Wine. I just feel so bad because he was like really into the conversation, and then he said something and I misunderstood, and then I went back and I'm like, oh no, he wasn't saying anything bad. He was agreeing with everything. You know, he was having.
Now you see this.
Yes, the mound.
Okay. Well, now here's like this mound, and then look, crazy stone piles, right? And these are artifacts too. Is this like a snake head? It almost looks like a snake head to me, a snake head pile, and it's kind of snaky along the edge of this bottom of this mountain. I think it's a snake pile of artifacts. And the trees, give me a second to get around it. It looks like snake mounds to me. Like it starts there, there's the head, and then it's kind of a little windy. Okay, there's the mound.
And it goes,
and it winds all back and forth. Look, see, it's a snake. It goes this way. And then where the trees are growing, the rocks are being pushed out of the ground, and then the rocks go back down because there's no trees there. It's like a snake mound around the edge of this mound, I believe. And these are all.
Yeah, kind of looks. It's definitely suspicious. It's not.
Oh no, these are. I'm gonna put these back. I want to be respectful to the snake mound because these were put here by the ancient people, I believe, and they're being pushed out because look at these. See, these are all. Cut. These are all cut. Every one of these, and this is all beautiful crystal. Every one of these artifacts. These are all. Every one of them. I bet there's going to be some nice ones here. Look at that crystal one with the wine going through it. It's grown into the tree.
Beautiful.
Because the tree is actually pushing these out. These are all big green crystal. Let's see if we have any. I'm going to put them all back. Look at, see? See?
Oh, wow.
See these artifacts? These are, and they have this beautiful, beaver, musty, wild smell. These ancient Anunnaki giants. It's so strong. Yes. So I'm but just to show you, I don't want to go through any more. It still has some resin on it. What was probably attached there. Okay, there's some sort of a, see it? So I don't have to go through any more. Because, yeah, it's perfectly cut. Everything's perfectly cut.
Look at those.
And a lot of these are not as good, but there is some really, really distinct ones. And, I just put them back and be respectful.
Now, when you see a fallen tree, do you go check out underneath too? Like the roots?
No, I've been looking No, I just look for around. See what's going on here. See this tree? These trees are growing and they're pushing the stones out of the ground. See, the stones are all down, coming out of the ground. Trees, stones out of the ground. The trees grow underground and lift the stones up. So the spirits in the stones, since the settlers planted the trees and let everything grow, and look, there's even a stump here marking where there was the artifacts, because they did this everywhere. See the old stump? It was probably an old oak tree. And they planted it with these snake mounds. This is an essay. This is all essing. This is not a straight pile of stones. And these were probably placed here around this mountain. And look, then it gets blown through by the trail here.
They didn't want anyone to know or find out. They wanted to erase the history and start their own.
Yes, but the founders of our country, Washington and them, they put the treasure map on the back of the dollar bill in 1935 to uncover the ancient civilization America was founded on, and nobody found it.
No.
They left the entire area of New Jersey around here, like from 1933 till 1956, undeveloped. Because that's when they put the treasure map on the back of the dollar bill in 1935. See, Franklin D. Roosevelt had an expedition to Oak Island at age 27 because the Oak Island pirates' treasures were all brought inland in 1840 on the Morris Canal they put in. That once goes over the ancient Anunnaki Giants Canal that only took them 7 years to build in 1825. They just revamped the ancient giant Anunnaki Canal system. That's why it only took them 7 years to build a massive canal system with all the locks. And then in 1825, they converted the King's Treasure Vault that's up on the side of the hillside that was built in the 16 or 1700s surrounded by the oak trees and turned it into the water turbine tower for the largest lock on the canal in memory of the King's treasures that once went in there. And it's crystal. And that sits about a quarter mile from me. Pretty wild, right?
Very wild. Very.
And then these are all artifacts too. These are all ancient artifacts piled up. Stone piles. I can go through and there's some of these are really big too. Really big carvings. Look at that big point. It's just I don't even have energy to turn any more stone. Look at a big monkey face one. Look at it. It's a spear point. You ever see a spear point from the big giants? They made some big freaking stones. Big face here, monkey face with a cap. They're all the, when I first found my first few artifacts, the first thing I thought of was the Planet of the Apes guys with their black helmets on. Every stone is like that. I'm like, dude, they got the same, they made the movies for us. Because the one tomb I found down the road has a WB carved in it for Warner Brothers, the 1923 Jewish filmmaking company who made a lot of our movies. Of everything based off the ancient civilizations of the aliens that used to live here. Okay, I'm getting any more crazier than that. They made movies of everything.
I mean, you can tell while you're walking through there how young all these people are too.
Yeah, well, when we get down to, this is the park entrance. We're going to walk over here. Well, check this out. That's a cool tree. He had a little bit of a chemical exposure, I guess, in his younger years. He's growing a deformity. All right. And this is like another trail, but they dug this out years ago. These are all artifacts here. There were so many artifacts. When I came in, when I first walked in here, I almost crapped my pants.
I would have been too if this that meant.
And when you look at the 1930s, this is all rugged. Nobody farmed this at all. This is all ancient. As you can tell, you know, in 1930, you can look back 100 years and see if anybody was doing anything. And if there was anything there, you know, then it's... See, now I'm coming back to some ancient stuff here. There's a lot of these. I found another pond. There's another pond that sits below a mountainside where there's a spring that comes out. And you know what? We've ice fished that pond back in the middle of the woods. It's only like 6 feet deep. It's from the ancient giants. And there's a big spring house over there, and that sits on the outside of Hercules, where they made little explosives for the World Wars, where the dinosaur lake is inside there, carved into a dinosaur. One of the 7 wonders of the world, I believe, is what's here. Right in plain sight. You just got to understand that these stones were moved and cut by the people, and glaciers didn't pile them up in long rows just for the heck of it. All right. Maybe I can let you guys talk now because I was talking a lot.
I'm just enjoying
Yeah, I definitely have to get.
I don't get to explore New Jersey, so.
Oh, there are so many parks they set aside. You can go to all these parks. There's burial mounds in all of them. I mean, every park that I've been to, there's mounds because they preserved where the burials were, where the workings were of the land. Oh well, if you don't discover it on the back of the dollar bill, then you don't know what it is.
I live right on the Hawk Swamp in Massachusetts, and everyone knows about the swamp, and for the most part,
Okay.
basically translates to like where the spirits dwell or where the dead are. That's like the best translation they can do. So I basically live in a giant Indian burial ground.
And
Wow.
if the Indians live there, then the giants lived there before, because every ancient civilization around the world founded their civilizations on top of previous ones because they had all the stones, workings, and resources already in place. You wouldn't want to go in the middle of the woods and clear all the woods and clear the mountainside to build a new civilization when there's one right down the street that you just have to, go in there and take it over and remodify it. And they put their crystals in all the ancient writings above their burials, and I found the same thing that the giants did the same thing here. And there's pyramids here. These are ancient pyramids.
Oh, absolutely. Look at all those stones. Wow.
Yeah, this is another one of these crazy lakes. This is a crazy lake that sits over here. That's a swamp lake, but I think it was a ceremonial one with a spring. And then they dumped all their garbage in it. It turned into like a dump pit. Like the houses over there, it's all garbage.
Wow.
So, yeah, a lot of these. Well, inside of the ceremonial area up here on the hilltop is Fenimore Dump, the largest toxic waste dump in one of New Jersey. They had a big problem about 10 years ago with the corruption in this town with a solar farm with this guy that came in and said, I would have put a solar farm on there. And he brought in all the garbage from Sandy and tried to cover it all up. And then it caused a huge hydrogen sulfide gas release. And then they had to spend like $50 million to cap it all again.
Oh, wow.
And that sits in the center of the Anunnaki Giants ceremonial area that leaches down into the Pyramid Lake, where they did all their baptism stuff. Mm-hmm. It's horrifying.
Yes,
it's horrifying.
Definitely.
And then on the outside of the pyramid, right down the road, is Hercules. Inside of there, they had chemical companies in there and explosive companies since 1874 and never recycled one thing. And they dumped everything there. And they want to put an amusement park in there. And that's going to open up the can of worms that feeds all the springs in the whole valley. And there's a section of forest on the end of the bottom of Hercules property by Route 46 that was never logged, with ancient trees from the last ice age. There's maples in there that are 6 to 8 foot round. It's like Sherwood Forest. Trees that were never logged with the founding of America, preserved inside of the Hercules. Pretty wild. They're massive maple trees. They're giant trees that grow in this swamp area that was never logged. And that swamp area, when you look at the map of 1930, is a face of a giant goddess.
I'm going to look it up today for sure. This is amazing.
I really wish they took pictures of everywhere in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania. There might be an archive, because I can't see them only taking high definition aerial photographs of only New Jersey and not have another record of into Pennsylvania, into New York State. Because in Massachusetts, did you know that all the lakes are made into faces and the coastline was diverted by the giants?
Yes, I do actually. I do know that.
Oh my
Look at the
God.
maps and look at the lakes all around Massachusetts. You're going to see
That's
that they're
cool.
all in the form of faces. And if you had the 1930 aerial pictures of what it looked like, you would be going, "Oh my God!"
I
Yeah,
have ones that like go right back to like the beginning of when they did aerial footages around Mass, and I had
yeah.
to do a lot of digging to find those archives. But if you send me information on what you're looking for, like aerial footage of, I can go and I'll find it. I will find it.
Oh yeah, no, it's really simple. There's actually two websites, and it's not even the website is unnamed. The map is unnamed. It's an audited map. Whatever. It's kind of the weirdest thing. So like if you have to find the map, you have to look for like an whatever the map 1930 and then something. Oh, look at this one. Uh-oh. Hold on. Look at this one. Look at that. I just saw on the side of the hill this piece of beautiful eye was looking at me. And it's caught my attention. See that?
What is that?
This is
yeah, what's that bump?
Yeah, they carved this stone to be a spearhead into a face with an eye. They carved the stone around the piece of crystal that is in this piece of stone. And that's what they did.
Yeah,
that's his eyeball.
That was part of that stone. That was inside of it.
Yeah.
So they carved it.
Yeah, and then they carved the stone. Yeah, you can see all the carve marks. Look at all the cut marks. See it? See the cut marks?
Yeah, I do see the dents, like little dents.
Yeah, the dents. Yeah, and then there's an eye. But I was just walking down the path, and this little guy is just sitting here looking at me, and I said, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" Right? Because there's eyes on everything.
Do either of you know, are you familiar with a place called Mud Flood University?
No, but I have heard of Sleeping Giant State Park, though.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
where Nicolette is. Very cool.
Well, we're going to have to name this part of Roxbury something special because it's either going to be called Rock's Garden of Eden or something. I don't know. Because there's so much.
If there's that much history there, and you're just going and going. I mean, that's your Eden. So there you go.
It's got to be the Eden because there's just so much.
I live in the
and
Eden.
we even have the King's Treasure. And Roxbury was founded on December 24th, 1740, Christmas Eve, for the King's Treasure Vault. Look at this. Look how they filled this in over here too. When they built this building years ago, you can see all the boulders. It's like turned into like
that I have to make. I will be right back. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna be ending the live probably pretty soon too. So.
All right. Well, send me any info you want, and this is fantastic. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Yeah,
and I will see you soon. I love it. Thank you.
Okay, great. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was good. No, it's good to meet other people that are, there's other stuff around, Massachusetts, there's someone I know from Massachusetts. Now, this is an old, cement workings. See the concrete in there?
Yeah.
Old cement.
Oh, wow, look at that. Interesting.
And ancient artifacts, face artifacts. That's a spearhead of a giant. Mixed in with this concrete. Ancient, I'm going to save a piece of this. And look at.
You think that's ancient concrete?
Yeah, it might be. It might be. These are spearheads that had. They're attached. This is what they used. I'm going to grab a piece of that because it's coming off this pile. So, I think it's very light. It's a crazy concrete. It's more like It's like it has mammoth stuff in it. It's got it's got organics, like they use parts of the mammoth or bone or grinded stuff up to make it. I don't think it's pure. It's some crazy ancient cement. But there might have been something here, or maybe they decided to dump all this stuff back here. I don't know what's going on here. They hid stuff in town back in the day, right? They had to find places to dump it. So they would go and why would you have all this old broken up concrete? And this is like the thickness of concrete of tunnels would be, right? So if you're building in the town in 1956 and you have to keep it a secret, you're digging up tunnels, you need to find a place to dump garbage, concrete, all that stuff. So But I'm just going to walk up a little bit more just to see. So I grabbed a little piece of concrete just to see how.
You still have your backpack?
Yeah, I got it on. I got it in my backpack. Another good walk though. Good exercise.
Yeah.
This kind of looks naturally, but I don't know. You know, we've seen the other side and there's no rocks there, and then all of a sudden there's tons of rocks over there. You know, the glaciers weren't, you know, the glacier didn't like come down and just like pile of rocks here, pile of rocks here. And so you can clearly see what we have here. We got an entrance for sure. Check this out. Check out the hillside. I can see it already, and there's boulders up there. There's marker boulders up there, and then we have this weird apron of all these boulders around the circle going back up. So there's a big apron, and there's a hump, meaning there's a mound of boulders coming out where there may be an entrance going into the hillside, because this is not a natural thing. Those rocks shouldn't be there naturally because it's not over there. You know, the glacier doesn't just pile up one little pile here, right? And then the settlers would never have done that up here in the middle of nowhere back in the day. And then you have one of the marker trees all along the edge of where everything is here, because that's what the Knights Templars did. See?
Yeah, they were marked.
All these parks at the entrances where the ancient people lived is where the oak trees are. They marked it. These are the Knights Templar Oak Island trees. This whole valley is full of them. Pretty wild.
Hey Chris, say hi. Say hi to Michigan.
Hi. Look at the end. This is.
Say hi to Michigan.
Look at this.
They want a shout out. Hi Michigan.
Hello.
Hi to you.
Hey Michigan. What do we got here? We got some coal, or we got some ancient stuff. Yeah, this is some old coal. Yeah. There's no canal right here. So why is there coal over here? There's a big piles of coal. All right. And there's oak trees. Let's go up here in the hill. Maybe there's maybe the Knights Templars had a vault over here. I don't know. I'm gonna put my rocks and stuff over here in my backpack for a second. See this? Wow. I gotta get water for this one. Look at the bowl. Wait till I go over here and show you guys this one. This is clearly some crazy stuff. But this whole thing is all filled in. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to walk up. I leave my backpack. Check this out. So now we got a marker tree, right? Other marker trees going down the road. Here's a big stump one. I cut it down. Now look where I'm going up into. Crazy stones sticking out of hillside. Beautiful seam of quartz. Look at the seam of quartz in there. Look at the crystal. See that?
Yeah.
Look at the seam of quartz in that boulder. Another seam over here. See it?
Oh yeah. I do see.
See it? Any gold? Might be some gold. Put the metal detector on. Well, when you find seams of quartz,
Oh,
you can find gold in the seams. Gold only follows. Nope. So that's a very special stone. Somebody might have taken that piece of crystal off right there. He's got a crystal head. I think it's supposed to be somebody or something representing something, because there's another one here. And then we have this huge bowl. Huge unnatural bowl.
Oh,
Look
you mean
at
there's
this.
like a dip? It goes
There
down
is
to a dip.
this is like I'm walking into the tomb entrance. Right? There's an entrance here. Look at Phil.
And then-
Big wallow marker boulder with faces. Look at the faces on these boulders up here. Look at this. And look, we got all the marker trees here. There's some sort of an entrance here.
Wow.
Definitely an entrance here. And look, here's the entrance for their face boulders. Right?
I see a big
It's a
dog.
repeat of. It's a repeat of.
You see a dog?
Look at
Look at
the
his ear, floppy ear, and his nose and his eyes. Look at a big
And it's
dog
all
there.
crystal. Look at the crystal. Look at the crystal. Look at the crystal.
Wow.
Oh, look. We found someone's hunting shell. Somebody was up here hunting. Oh, look at 20 gauge slugs. 20 gauge slug shells. Somebody was deer hunting. But look at that crystal. This is the most amazing one. This is a crystal head. Look at it. Goes all through the vein. Look at the crystal face. This is all quartz crystal. Look at that one. Whoa. All right. More artifacts.
Alan's boss said that he saw a letter. Wait, what did he say? Did you see the letter? Hold on, I just lost it. On the stone at the very end where it meets the ground. I don't know which stone he was talking about. I don't know, but he saw something. Look on
Look
the
at this
letter.
bowl here. Look at this huge,
Sorry about
unnatural
that.
bowl. That's okay. I'm so out of energy. I mean, I walked
Yeah, you went far. You just like
3 days. Look at this. Look at that.
Let's see your face on it.
Look at it. Even has his little hat piece. You see the face there with a hat
Yeah,
piece, and
I
he has a vein of. These are
Look at his hair.
big veins of crystal going through his face.
Yeah, did you see that?
It's pretty wild.
Really cool.
This is an entrance because I found them all like this everywhere else. And more. I don't even have the energy to go up any higher. I'm going to do it though. For history, I'm going to.
Gosh.
Oh,
Oh my
look.
gosh.
Here's a hatchet
Don't forget
head.
where you put your bag.
Here's a hatchet head from the Giants. Okay? Anybody that tells me that this is not a cut stone from the Giants, they have problems in their head. Okay? Glaciers don't cut face stones. Oh boy. So this is where the entrances are. Okay. These are all the marker boulders. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Look how natural this is. Look at that. Look how natural. All right, I'm going to end the live here. Looking down from where I believe there's an entrance where the crystal boulders are, where the faces
Wow,
are.
that's really cool up there. That looks so cool.
Right?
Yeah.
And even at the entrance to the park, they put the boulders down there. Yep.
Very
All right.
cool, really cool.
Well, thanks for everybody that watched and any gifts anybody gave me. And there's
Yeah,
more.
thanks, everybody.
I've got the whole entire state of New Jersey for the next 6 months to explore in lives. There's a lot here. And hopefully we're going to get a couple other explorers who are going to be coming with me with the LiDAR. And then we can drone this all out with the LiDAR and then remove the soil and the trees and show you what's really below.
Oh,
It's going to be really wild. Yeah. So, okay. Well, and thank you for your help, Kit Kat.
Okay, sure.
You're,
No problem.
You do a great job helping me and
Thank you.
very appreciative. Everybody give Kit Kat a follow, please. She's amazing. She's like a. You can't find many women online that are actually a nice person and actually real, right? So give her a follow. She's a real person.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah, we have to.
Thank you,
unblock
everybody.
that guy. Okay.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
I'll figure it
We'll
out. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.